G'day guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. I'm back after a few days off. I was going to do this video yesterday, but I got bitten by a spider yesterday, so I was feeling a little bit off. But today I'm going to be doing this video for a competition entry. Now there are a few competitions going around lately, so I'm going to have a few videos coming up with competition entries. But this video is going to be a competition entry for Rhine1988, aka Justin. He did this competition where you could choose three things. One was a robot dance, which I'm not going to do. Another one was 5 films from the 80s, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to do the 5 horror films that you may not have heard about because these ones aren't as well known as most. So I've got 5 here, and I'll get straight into them. Now the first one isn't a horror film as such, but it's a very sick sort of subject matter, and it's a very, very dark sort of humorous film. But I'm going to include this in because I thought this was such a good film and not many people have heard of it. So this one is called The Green Butchers. Mads Mikkelsen, and the director is Anders Thomas Jensen. This is a Danish film. I thought this was a brilliant film. It was really funny with a really dark subject matter and kind of similar to the story of Delicatessen. Not set in the same sort of world as Delicatessen, but not as strange as Delicatessen, but I thought this one was a little bit more darker. It's the same sort of feeding people other people. So it's not necessarily a straight out horror film as such, but it is a film that is very dark. It's got a very dark sort of humorous tone to it, and it's a film that not many people have talked about. And I've done a review of this. It was one of my first reviews I did, and I definitely recommend you go out and see this one because I thought this is a brilliant film, and it's a film that not many people have heard of, which is a great shame. But if you're into foreign cinema, especially Scandinavian, this is a fine film from Denmark. The second one is a French film. Well, the next two are French. Now this one is called Mutants. Now this is one of the lesser known sort of French extreme films. I got this one because I thought the story sounded really interesting. I've done a review of this. So go and check it out if you want more details. But I really like this one. This is one of my favourite French horror films. It's a zombie film, but it's a lot different from most zombie films. So definitely get out there and see this one. It's yeah, as I said, one of the lesser known sort of horror films from France, but one that is highly recommended. Now, this one is a French animated horror film. Well, there's a few stories in this one. I think it was 3 or 4 stories. I've done a review of this also, and this is called Fears the Dark. French animation, really, really good stuff. I really enjoyed this. Really dark animations, like some pretty sort of disturbing stories in this one. And that's not Guillermo del Toro who directed it, that's just what he said about it. So if he has a high opinion of it, then it has to be pretty good because he would know a good film when he sees it. So it's been recommended by Guillermo del Toro, so yeah, but that doesn't mean much. It's up to each to their own. You may not enjoy this one, but as far as I'm concerned, I thought this is brilliant. If you're into French horror and you want something different, then that's definitely one to check out. Now this one's a low-budget English film. A few people have talked about this lately, but overall it's pretty much a lesser-known kind of film. This is Mum and Dad. Very dark, very perverted, just a really sadistic film. Some really nasty stuff in this one. I was surprised by it. It was actually, really, really good. And the fifth one is a film that I've done a review of in the House of Horror. Now this got 3.5 out of 10 on IMDb, so I went into this one thinking it was going to be crap. But this is one of the most underrated films I've come across, and that's the Australian film No Through Road. Now I had heard nothing about this film. I just come across this by accident in the shop, and it being an Australian film, I thought I had to get it no matter what the ratings were. And I watched it, and 3.5 out of 10 certainly doesn't do it justice because this is a lot better than that. Now, by no means is this a perfect film. It's got its flaws, but 3.5 out of 10, I don't know what the hell the majority of people who rated this film were thinking. I thought this had its moments of suspense, and it had its moments of brutality as well. So if you're into Australian horror, this is a very low budget Australian horror film. I doubt you'd be able to get it um, anywhere, because I'd never heard of this one before, which is a great shame. But yeah, definitely one to check out if you can get your hands on a copy. Alright guys, that's it. That's my competition entry. If you haven't checked out Rhine1988's channel, please go and do so. I'll leave a link below. I'm sorry if I seem a little bit out of it, but as I said yesterday, I got bitten by a spider. My hand is very, very sore. So if I seem a bit out of it, well, you know why. Alright guys, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.